folks, Rodney back again with Rodney's Northwest Riding Reviews. Hey, if you're tuning into the channel today to watch this video, chances are you probably either just gotten a Raptor 700 or maybe you're thinking about it, or you have one and you're thinking about doing the big three on it. I'm going to kind of run through briefly what I've done to the bike before I get too far into this. Obviously you can see the ocean out there, so I'm on the Oregon coast here. This is a South Jetty area, but that's the ocean down there that you can see, and so I apologize if you get too much wind noise. It is a little windy up here. Anyway, 2021 Raptor 700R SE. SE stands for Special Edition for anybody who didn't already know. But I have done the big three on it. So put in a Power Commander 5. You have to do that if you change the intake and the exhaust on these, just to kind of get your fuel air mixture correct. I put on a Yoshimura RS2. They didn't have the full system, so I haven't done the full system yet. It wasn't available due to COVID. So I'm waiting for that to kind of come out so that I can go ahead and finish it up. I have put on a uni filter for intake, so obviously it lets a lot more air into the intake there. And then what else have I done to it? Oh, I had the stage 3 hot cam stage 3 rather, done by Daniel over at Cuervo Racing. So if anybody's not already familiar with Cuervo Racing, he builds a lot of race bikes. Obviously mine is not intended to race, it's just for sheer pleasure. And I didn't want to do too much to it because my son will be riding it occasionally as well, so I wanted to give it more power than what it came with stock, but I wanted to kind of leave it somewhat calm as well. Currently from stock, or I should say from stock, it comes with about 4,500, geez, can't even talk today, sorry, 45 horsepower. I've had Daniel do the dyno tune, put in the stage cam. He did do a fiber plate upgrade on the clutch. Unfortunately I burnt the clutch up, my own fault. I put on these ASP unbreakable levers, and when I did the clutch perch, I didn't leave enough slack in there, and so first time I came over to the dunes, I didn't have sand tires on it, or didn't have paddles rather, and I just felt like I was spinning everywhere, and I just didn't quite seem right. So anyway, I went ahead and bought the paddles thinking that was the issue, and brought it over, and it still felt like I was slipping everywhere, or spinning rather. And come to find out, I decided to go ahead and do the stage 3. Now the reason I did the stage 3, and I'm going to go back to where I started there, the reason I did the stage 3 is because on the Raptor it seems like it revs out really quick, and it just, once it gets to the top, it just kind of flattens out and you have no more power, so you kind of have to short shift it all the time. But anyway, where I was going with that, I went on ahead and put the stage 3 in, had Daniel dyno tune it, and I kind of told him what the issue was, and he said okay. He said I'll go ahead and prepare for that. Well, I went over to the dunes one more time before I actually had him go ahead and do the dyno tune and the stage 3 cam, and I was pulling out onto the dunes out of the parking lot, and I kind of stopped, had a little bit of an incline, and I went to take off and it wouldn't go anywhere. I'm like, okay, something's not right here. And come to find out, I tightened up the clutch lever a little bit and figured out that that was the issue. So when he did the stage 3, I had him going ahead and change over to the fiber upgrade on that, and it obviously makes a huge difference. Anytime you increase the horsepower by too much, and according to Daniel over at Cuervo Racing, he said the stock clutch is good up to about 55 horsepower, between 55 and 60. If you go over that, you really need to upgrade it, otherwise you're just going to burn up the clutch. So anyway, when they go to the fiber upgrade, they go to heavy duty springs, and I only had him put the 3 springs in here rather than the 6, and the reason for it is because the clutch pull, I didn't want it to be too heavy. Like I said, my son would be riding it, and it's actually heavier than stock, but it's still pretty good. So anyway, that's what I've done as far as the big 3. Some people laugh and they say, well, you really only got 2.5, and I get it. I haven't changed the header yet, and you can go in there and change the intake throttle tube, or I should say throttle intake tube, and they're saying that if you change the intake and you go ahead and change the header, it could probably pick up another 5 horsepower. So right now it's running at 55. I think that's plenty for everything I want to do with it, and I don't want to make it too much for anybody else who ever rides it. But anyway, you definitely can get more horsepower if you do the other two upgrades on it. So been really happy with it. I've got SS wheels, got those through RockyMountainATVMC.com. They were actually pretty cheap. I think the whole set was like $800. They come mounted already. The black matches the color of the bike, so that worked out well. And I've been really happy with the tires themselves. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions, any comments, go on ahead and take the time to send them my way. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you do have. Take the time to like and subscribe. I've got content coming out weekly. As you saw there, Rodney's Northwest Riding Reviews. I have a quad. I have two dirt bikes. I've got one is a 2022 KTM 250XC 2-stroke. And then I've also got a 2022 YZ 450F. And so I've got 2-stroke and 4-stroke. They're both great in different areas, but I'll go into more in that, you know, on the other videos. And then I do a bunch of vehicle reviews as well. So thanks again for watching. Like I said, take the time to like and subscribe, and keep on watching.